Hi, welcome back to the Momentum Academy Bubble.io bootcamp. This is the final lesson in this user interface module, and in this session we're going to focus on images and groups on our landing page. This is really the point where everything starts to come together and you can see the page take shape in High-Fidelity. You'll find a link to the Figma file and the complete playlist in the description below. Before we dive in, there are two important things to understand about images in Bubble. The first is that you don't always have to use an image element. In many cases, using a group with a background image gives you more control over alignment, responsiveness, and layering. The second is that images can be either static or dynamic. Static images are uploaded directly to the page, while dynamic images are stored in the database or an option set and then processed using Imgix. This allows Bubble to compress images on the fly, which improves page load speed and overall user experience. We'll look at both approaches in this lesson. Let's start at the top of the page and work our way down so you can see everything coming together. In Figma, if you select the main group for the page layer, you'll notice that the background is not pure white, but this off-white shade. In Bubble, select the page and set the background color to your surface shade color variable. Now let's add the hero image. You can find a link in the description below to a Google Drive containing all the images for this page. Select Group Right and change the background to image. Upload the hero image as the group's background. Let's check the Features section in Figma. This section uses a background image rather than a flat colour, and the heading and subheading text are off-white. Each of the feature cards has this shade white background. In Bubble, select Group Services. I'm just going to zoom out on my screen so you can see the full width of the group. Set the background to image, upload the correct image. Change the colour of the heading text to the background colour off-white. And the subheading text to off-white too. You may notice that text contrast is slightly lower than expected. In Figma, this is handled with a subtle dark overlay, so we'll replicate that here. To do this, add a group inside the section and name it Group Overlay. Set it to fill its parent, set the vertical alignment to stretch to its full height. Apply a black background colour of 2222222 with 10% opacity. This improves the contrast ratio and makes the text easier to read without dramatically changing the design. Next, we need to move the padding on the outer container onto the group overlay so that the overlay stretches the full size of the outer group. It's 64 on the top and bottom and 156 on the left and right. Drag the group container into this group overlay. Remove the padding on the group services. Next, we'll update the feature cards themselves. Make the group cards row visible. Change the background colour of each card to the surface shade white colour variable. This helps them stand out from the background image and creates a clean, readable layout. Moving down to the testimonial section will keep things simple. While the design uses a gradient for the border, we'll interpret this using a solid primary colour background to maintain consistency and avoid unnecessary complexity. The testimonial avatar is already dynamic and pulled from the database, so there's nothing extra to configure there. In Bubble, select the group testimonial card, change the border to solid, 4 pixels, and set the colour to the primary colour. Check the contact section in Figma. This section has an off-white background, while the form container has a shade white background and a 1 pixel border in grey 200. The border has a roundness of 16 and padding of 156 pixels on either side and 40 pixels top and bottom. Let's implement that in Bubble. Select Group Contact Us and set the background colour to the background off-white. Select the group container and set the background colour to the surface shade white. Set the border to solid, 1 pixel with the grey 20 colour variable, and apply a corner radius of 16 pixels. In the Layout tab, set the padding to 40 top and bottom and 156 left and right. We can also add a very soft shadow similar to what we used earlier to give the card some depth. In the Appearance tab, set the shadow style to outset, the horizontal offset to 4, the vertical offset to 7, and the blur radius to 12. Change the colour to 2222222 with a 10% opacity. Finally, we reach the footer. The footer should have a primary background colour. There's a very subtle 1 pixel top border in Figma in the primary 200 colour. We need to update the logo to the white version and set all text and navigation links to off-white. Back in Bubble, select the group footer and set background colour to primary. Next, check Define Borders independently and add a top border of 1 pixel in primary 20. Then replace the existing logo with the white version found in the Google Drive. Next, select the text About and change the colour to off-white. Create a new style and name it Body Large Bold White. Apply this style to the testimonials text and the contact text. Select the copyright text and override the colour to off-white. Select the first navigation links inside the footer and change the style to Link Dark Primary. Edit the style. Check Show an icon instead of text. Change the colour of the icon and the font to off-white. And change the font size to 24 pixels. Select the next link and apply the same style, Link Dark Primary. Preview the page. At this point, everything on the page should visually match the high-fidelity Figma design. Before we wrap up, I want to quickly demonstrate dynamic image optimization using Imgix, and we'll do it step by step inside Bubble. First, we'll verify the file size in the preview page. You are likely to be changing the hero image to an image of your own that might be very big, so this is an important step in that case as it sits above the fold. In Chrome, open Developer Tools by right-clicking or Control and clicking on the page. From the menu, select Inspect. Go to the Network tab and refresh the page. Filter by IMG, or just look for the image request that matches your hero image. Select that request and check the size column. You can check the file size here. This image is actually already cached in my memory, but you can see the size of the group services background here. Now, in order to optimize images in Bubble with Imgix, we need to add them to an option set. So return to the Bubble editor and go to the Data tab. Open Option Sets and create a new option set called Images. Inside that option set, create a new option called Hero. Create a new attribute called Image and set the attribute type to Image. Select to modify the hero option, then upload your large hero image into that attribute and press Save. Bubble will upload it into your app storage automatically. Next, return to the Design tab and select the group right. Replace the static image with dynamic data. Select Insert Dynamic Data, then navigate to Get an option, choose Images, then Hero, then choose Hero's image. At this point, the page will load the image dynamically, but it will still be full size and uncompressed. Now we apply Imgix. On that same dynamic image expression, add the operator processed with Imgix. You'll now see options to control the output. Set the quality to 25. Keep everything else as default for now. Preview the page again. You should notice the image loads faster, especially if it was large to begin with, and visually it should still look almost identical in quality for a typical hero image. The hero image we have used is actually already very small, so this is not required for this image, but you will find it useful for adding your own image. Now we'll check the file size again. In Chrome, open Developer Tools again, go to the Network tab, filter by IMG, refresh the page and check the size column. You should see a dramatic reduction compared to the original file, often from multiple megabytes down to well under 100 kilobytes, depending on the compression setting. If you want to push this further, go back to the Imgix settings and try a lower quality value like 10 and preview again. You'll usually start to see visible degradation at some point, so adjust until you find a balance where the image still looks good, but the file size stays small. This is especially important for hero images and background images above the fold, because those are the first things users download when they land on your site, and reducing those file sizes is one of the easiest ways to make your page feel fast and responsive. With that, we've completed the high-fidelity implementation of our landing page. We've moved from mid-fidelity layouts to a polished UI, applied our design system consistently, and optimized performance along the way. This is a strong foundation you can reuse and adapt for future projects. Thanks for following along. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss the next module of the course where we make our page responsive.